Paul Hogan, 53 years old, quarter-finalist in 1995 and 2006, now in Basingstoke. Quarter-finals previously, when he got there, he lost twice to the man who went on to be champs.
First leg, it's Paul to throw first. Game on.
Well, he's got the darts. In 1995, in the quarter-finals, he lost to Paul Burnett. He went on to win it, and in 2006, he went down against Jelle Klassen. He also went on to win it. I wonder if that's going to be a portent of something to come.
Well, there was an 11-year gap between those two quarterfinals, John. And there's been an 11-year hiatus since his last one. Is that an omen? It'll be some achievement if 22 years after the first reach a quarterfinal, he could do it again. Aiming for his third in this competition. It's his 8th Lakeside appearance spread over those 22 years. Back here this time for the first time in 3 years, and only the second time since 2007. Then on the other hand here for a 4th successive year.
He averaged around about 86 when he beat Tom Sawyer in the prelims. Rather better, over 92 when he beat Martin Phillips. But he knows full well that if he's going to beat Glenn Durrant, in all probability he's going to have to post an average of 95 or more and hope that Durrant has an off day.
Well, that's something that Paul has never done on this stage. That match against Martin Phillips was his highest ever average on the Lakeside stage in his 14th World Championship match. So he does come here, could say in the form of his life, but he might have to go up another couple of gears if he's going to see off the #1 seed, overwhelming tournament favourite.
Durrant's got his 2 local MPs somewhere in the crowd, cheering him on. Taking a little break from parliamentary duties. Well, Durrant's going to come back with 134 with an opportunity to break the throw here.
134.
Treble 20 is target with the first dart. Treble 14. Unable to start this match in the same way that he started his last one against Nick Kenny with a big checkout.
52.
Hogan's got to take his chances. He needs to get this double 16. Good dart. Well, that's a nice start. That'll settle him down. Held his throw and first blood.
Darryl and Rachel here to support Dad Paul for this game. Got off to an excellent start in the first round match against Martin Phillips, who won the first 2 sets in that before being pegged back, but still took the decider.
Unassuming sort of fella, Paul Hogan.
140.
Glenn Durrant has gone on record a few weeks back saying he is PDC bound after this. We will see. All things can change, but it seems as though he's reached the point in his life, 46 years old, and won pretty much everything here, apart from this one with the BDO. Reached the stage where he wants to see just how good he really is and give it a go as a full-time pro.
Well, it's just been such an extraordinary year, particularly the second half of the year. 8 ranking titles to take his career tally to 19. He's won his last 2 tournaments as well. Defending his Wimbledon World Masters title here last month against Mark McGuinney in the final, and his Fin de Darts Masters in the Netherlands in December as well, where he beat Jamie Hughes. And there's his first maximum.
Could be the first of several, you suspect. He's on double 12 and looking for a 13 dart leg here. Double 12 then to square up the match. Double 6. 3.
18.
Well, a glimmer of a chance for Hogan.
140.
Excellent first start. Needs another one of those. Oh, he's got it. Double 10, 140. Well, the shot could be on.
Paul Hogan.
Early stages, of course. But if Paul Hogan is going to be able to beat Glenn Durrant in this game, then he needs to be able to take opportunities like that very early in the match. But what that will do for his confidence, a 140 checkout against the Durrant throw.
And he's got darts now for the first set. And those who had a little nibble at the 5-4 on Durrant to win 4-0 are going to be just feeling a little bit twitchy now. Well, Dozer not making the whirlwind start that he did to his last match. He does confess to nerves, and he takes it hard when he disappeared. When he disappears from the tournament, Brian Dawson, when he got beaten the other night, he said, "Oh, I'll be in the pub tonight and having a game. I'll be back down there." Glenn said, "You're kidding. When I lost last year, I didn't want to go out for 2 weeks."
100.
I think it was the manner of the defeat last year, wasn't it, as much as anything else? That semi-final against Martin Adams, where he lost 6-5, he missed 3 match darts, had the 3rd best average in tournament history and didn't win the game.
That's the sport, isn't it? That's why that we're drawn back to it again and again, because you can hang medals around people's necks before matches begin, but players have to get up there and do it. And this is for the set. Ooh, I'm just the wrong side of the wire.
90.
I don't for one moment think that Glenn Durrant would ever have been suffering from complacency ahead of any match in this tournament. He's not that kind of guy. But I think what he's seen from Paul Hogan so far will make him know he's in a game.
70. Good dart. It's in there. Yes, it's in there. Don't you worry. Double 8. Oh, how about that? Oh, goodness me. A 140.
Second set, first leg. It's
and now that to take the set. Brilliant.
'83.
(15-2) he was to win this match, but he has won every leg so far.
99.
Only has the one ranking title to his name, Paul Hogan, and that was 12 years ago. But as Chris Mason was saying before the match started, he has been a good player in the various opens around the country, and he's been a little bit of a force, okay, not at the absolute elite level, but players in the game know that he's a good, steady competitor.
140.
I know the intervening 12 years have been meteoric in the career of Gary Anderson, but it's worth pointing out that it was Gary that Paul Hogan beat in 95. That solitary ranking title victory, the BDO Classic back in 2005. A scout that's looked better on his CV with every passing year.
121.
He's thundering into that treble 20, and he's on 141. The Durrant throws under pressure again. Badly needs some trebles here.
92.
141, and he's got the breaker throw.
And again, that first dart hits its target. The second one doesn't. He needed the treble 15 for a shot at 18s.
Glenn, you require 135.
Well, Durrant 135. Looking at the bullseye for starters. He's got it. Treble 15 to leave tops. Well, Hogan with a great opportunity 93. Here.
56 for a 4th successive leg at the start of this game. 2 darts at tops for it. Only needs the one.
Paul Hogan.
Well, a penny for the thoughts of Dozer now.
First, game on.
Paul Hogan's not really reading the script, is he? He's reading his script. He's not reading the script that most other people thought would be adhered to in this particular match.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Of the two men on stage, there's only one that's under any pressure in this match. Everybody,
40.
with the exception of Paul's family probably, had written him off before this game had started.
Say that again.
Maximum here, not quite.
140.
Still waiting for his first, but he's had 6 scores of 140 plus.
Four out of 5 doubles for Hogan.
100.
Durrant's yet to hit one, of course. 80% checkout rate. And he's outscoring him as well. He's averaging 96.5, 96
60.
now. And Durrant only 86.6. Glenn's surely going to hit higher numbers at some stage. Too good a player to languish at that sort of level, you would think.
Well, there aren't too many players who have...
Oh, how touching. Sorry, you were saying.
Not too many players who've got to the final of this tournament or gone on to win it without having a little bit of adversity in the way. And Glenn's got a dollop of it here.
140.
You could read a lot into this and how he might get on in the rest of the tournament.
Takes this out. Bullseye. Big dart. He's got it! Oh my word! 2-0. And Glenn Durrant looking in a slightly worried manner at the scoreboard, knowing that one more leg here and he's 2 sets down.
58.
What a dart. What a reaction.
20 minutes of fantasy darts in the life of Paul Hogan. He's had 2 second-round victories in his Lakeside career. In 1995, he beat Sean Palfrey. 11 years later, he beat the Dutchman Albertino Essers.
99.
With no disrespect to either of those gentlemen, this will be appreciably the biggest scalp he's had here. But a long way to go.
We've seen his kids watching on.
100.
There's Angela, Paul's wife. And there are the kids. Committed supporters.
$59. $60.
60 from Paul. That is a rarity. Visit to the Oki where he hasn't got a treble.
$57.
Dozer's dad will be on tenterhooks. And he's
97.
gaggle of supporters, his mates who travel around the country with him. Throw, you need to look at the scoreboard. Throws under pressure once more. Hogan's on a finish. And Durrant just trying to tee it up and he can't find those trebles.
144.
He's had a 140 already. Hasn't hit the treble with the first start this time.
100.
That's a great last start, threaded it between the first 2. So 170 required, and he can't do it. So Hogan's going to come back with 44 for 2-0.
80.
Pinch yourself.
Paul, you require 44.
Single 12. Thought about it as he changed his mind here. He's going for the 12. 2 darts, a double 16 for a 2-0 lead.
On the second set. Paul Hogan.
What about that? Paul Hogan, 6 doubles out of 7. Glenn Durrant looking at his hands, looking at the scoreboard, barely believing it. The crowd know though, because Paul Hogan can't wait to get off, regroup, build on what he's done, because he's leading this match 2-0.
Blackwell, he's through to the quarter-finals, the Dazzler. As is Yoza, Jamie Hughes, same scoreline against Jim Williams, who perhaps didn't quite do himself justice, nor did Jamie really, but he won't care because he's through. And of course the one that we're watching, well, watching with increasing incredulity, Paul Hogan, 86% at the moment on his doubles, including that 140 to break Glenn's throw in the first set. This was a critical takeout. He's done it again, as we'll see in a moment, in the second set to lead by 2-0. And right now, we talked so much about expectation, Chris. It's hurting Glenn Durrant,
didn't we? We said, you know, this could potentially happen. There's so much pressure. If he is off, it's last chance, you know, to win this iconic event. And so far, he's just not shown up. But
no.
that's the nature of this game. It can happen. You know,
Yeah.
there's no... And you can't predict it, you don't feel any real difference, and you just get up there and it just doesn't happen for you.
And Paul Hogan presumably is smelling blood. He's done it once in the first set, he's done it again in the second set. Critical takeout, just to really keep his foot on
he's throwing
Glenn's
lovely. He's averaging nearly 94, which is, you know, some 10 points higher than Durrant. His finishing is clinical, and he looks comfortable up there. But he's the one up there under no pressure.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was quoted that Glenn was something like a 9-1 shot on.
Of course, that might change if Paul smells the actual finishing line rather than just an injured Glenn Durrant. We shall see. He's an experienced campaigner. But Glenn Durrant, if he's to win one of these, he's going to have to find a way back into this match, and quickly. Back we go to John and Jim.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Third set, first leg, it's Paul to throw first. Game on.
Well, we heard those odds beforehand. It's a rather different story now, Jim.
It is indeed. I mean, Glenn is still favourite, but Paul 5-4, having been about 15-2. Glenn now an 8-11 shot. His facial expression as he left the stage, having gone 2-0 down, spoke volumes. If ever a picture painted 1,000 words, it was that. Not quite a tear in the eye, but a wistful look back at the board. Wasn't sure how the last 20 minutes had unfolded as they had done.
Smile on Paul Hogan's face as his first visit scored in the right royal total of 11, followed by 36. I think there'll be another little grin there.
Last time the two players met, Glenn beat Paul in the final of the BDO Gold Cup. That was back in July. Paul's most significant win over Glenn was in the England Masters back in 2012, and victories over the man from Teesside have been few and far between. And this would be one of the biggest shocks on this stage for a good few years, and that's not exaggerating it.
83.
He's still not firing. Glenn Durrant with one maximum and only two scores of over 140, and that's the 7th 140 for Hogan. A scoring record, of course, buoyed by those wonderful checkouts. 6 out of 7 at this stage, if you're just joining us.
99.
Well, they're both huge football fans, both have the badges of their favoured shirts, favoured teams on their shirt. Paul a Baggies fan, Glenn proud man of Middlesbrough.
He'll be
60 here for him here.
He'll be boinging around the bar if he gets this result tonight.
100. Paul, you require 96.
Remember, he hasn't lost a leg yet. Treble 20 would have left double 8. Now there's an opening for Glenn.
56.
First break of throw for Durrant beckons. 60. Yet to get a double. 0 out of 3 at this point. Not missed by a distance. Double 10, nervy dart, tugged it way off target. Double 10. That's better. Now, is that going to settle the nerves?
And it is a leg against the throw as well.
First. Game on.
We'll talk about the fact that they're both football fans. Middlesbrough against West Bromwich Albion would, actually speaking, be a pretty even contest. But if you look at the BDO rankings, and use a football analogy, Glenn's ranked 1, Paul's ranked 100. So this would be the equivalent of Macclesfield beating Chelsea.
140.
Have you actually worked that out? Is that 100%? Are they in 100th position, Macclesfield?
Give or take 2 or 3.
I'm
The side
impressed.
that's 8th in the National League.
I'm impressed.
97.
There's Uncle George. We heard from him before the match began. Oh, how about that? Paul Hogan's first maximum. The reason I was so full of admiration for that, of course, is that I do actually have a slight eye on that league, because my local team, Lincoln, are doing rather well, as you doubtless know.
I do. I also have an attraction to that particular league, and know to support a team as high as 8th in it.
Oh, that's a bit iffy, isn't it?
81.
So, 81 for the break of throw. Oh, what a great dart. Double 18. Oh, you needed that one. That was a glaring opportunity after that great treble 15.
143 for Glenn. And again, the first dart some way away from hitting its target. Decent cover shot with the second dart, just doing a quick bit of mental arithmetic.
102.
Leaves himself 41.
18.
Straight at it, straight in, and it's the break back. Come on! His wife bellows at the stage. He's in a darting wonderland.
Well, it's been some journey for Paul, even to get to the Lakeside. He's one of 4 men who've qualified through the playoffs. The other 3 have all been eliminated. Actually equalled Davy Richardson's record by qualifying through the playoffs for a 6th separate occasion. He only just made it through, though, because he survived a match dart against him in one of the qualifying rounds, a match with Veijo Vinka from Finland.
She is absolutely living every moment with Paul.
140.
Every moment. You'd think that camera relatively close to her would deflect her attention slightly. Not a bit of it. She is
96.
absolutely with Paul. Look at this. Look.
Good job Paul hasn't got to follow through like that.
140.
121 for 2-1. Goes with throw from here. Only happy days for Hogan. 121. Treble 17 now. Well, it can't be done this time. That's a bit of a loose one. Could have done without that last start.
170.
Top of the shot, 170. Excellent first start. Needs another one. Again, just frustrated with himself. Got the ball as well. It was the second dart that let him down.
79. 20 for tops. Double top. Oh, he's got it! He's got it! He charges onwards. Glenn Durrant looks and almost can't believe it. He is 2-1 up. And is he closing in on a third set?
He's just not missing anything at the doubles. He's only missed 3 out of 11 so far. 73% is an extraordinary checkout statistic.
Saw Darryl Fitton earlier on, seemingly missing dozens of them. If he finished like Paul Hogan has done, it'd have been averaging 104.
60.
there's a sort of a disbelieving hush around the audience. They can't quite believe what they're seeing.
Neither can he.
He's prepared and practiced assiduously, carefully, but is it all going wrong?
60.
Angela offering a silent prayer, and probably a not so silent one as well. He wouldn't use it as an excuse, Glenn, but I don't think he's been helped by the fact that he was first up here Saturday afternoon, hasn't played since. In fact, the gap between that first game and his second game is bigger than the gap between the second game and the final. Is it another maximum? Not quite. More pressure.
He's in a good place. He's at least going to have one go. He's already put out a 140. Impressive from Durrant at last.
140. Paul, you require 160.
Well, if Hogan takes this.
Well, it would have been 3-0 up. He has hit a 160 on this stage before. Here's Colin Monk back in 1999, and a 161 since then as well. Here's Glenn.
86. Great dart, double 16, 2 at it. Double 8, now this is huge. He's got it! What an important dart that was.
Fifth leg, it's Paul to throw first. Game on.
So with the darts, this is for 3-0.
60.
What an important dart that was, Jim.
Well, he's kept him in the set. But now he has to break Paul Hogan's throw. It's something he's only done once in 5 attempts so far.
34.
Glenn's brother there, John.
$137.
Good dart.
Can Glenn find to follow that 134 of his own? Cover shot comes back up.
131.
That's a good cover shot as well.
This is such an important leg. Durrant can win this one, then he's back in the game.
85.
But if he wins this one, he's back in the game, and effectively everything's going with throw again. He'll be 2-1 down with the darts in his hand to make it 2-2. But if he loses this leg, he's 3-0 down, and he's on the ropes.
97.
First two were a bit nervy, but a good cover shot. He's on a finish of sorts, first there. It's a good dart. Coming down.
99.
Well, they're both on finishes.
139.
So 139 for the set. You pull it back to 2-1. 2 singles, not what he wanted.
59.
Left on 80.
Paul, you require
Shanghai
170.
for Hogan. How many times will he have done this in his life? Oh, he's just missed the treble 20. Agony for him. It's only by a fraction,
42.
just the wrong side of the wire. So Durrant
80.
now.
An opportunity, 80 for the set to halve the deficit. Poor first dart, 25 now he needs. Poor second dart. The pressure is really
64.
telling.
Well, it was the 5 that did for him there. 78 for the set. Good dart, double 12. He's taken the set! My word, we've got an upset on now. That is a massive checkout for Paul Hogan, the unheralded outsider from Basingstoke, and he leads the #1 seed, the BDO #1 ranked player, Glenn Durrant, 3-0. What an extraordinary scoreline.
45.
Nerveless finishing from Paul Hogan. Can understand the reaction. That double 12, his third successive hit at a double.
140.
He's hit 9 of the last 11, 9 out of 12 all told in the game. He's having the match of his life.
Glenn Durrant on the back of that. 2 very indifferent visits, and Hogan has effectively taken the throw already in the first leg of this 4th set.
41.
As he handed it back. Almost disbelief in the crowd of what's been happening. There it went, and the crowd there cheering him on. Those who like the outsider and those who've made their way up from Hampshire. There's Uncle George. He's firmly in the Durrant camp. And they're altogether more perplexed, Jim.
Remember, it's the 1st to 4 sets, best of 7 in this second round. Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee, has really got his teeth into the #1 seed here.
105.
Glenn, they want to finish.
Glenn, you require 160.
Well, Paul Hogan, it's almost a case of call that a dart. This is a real dart. Tops now for Durrant.
96. Paul, you require 130.
Well, this will be one to the solar plexus if he takes this out.
Great first dart. Bullseye. Unbelievable!
Paul Hogan.
The finishing from Paul Hogan has been nothing short of sensational. A stratospheric 130. And he's 2 legs away from whitewashing the #1 seed, Glenn Durrant.
I can barely believe what I'm seeing here.
140.
Paul Hogan is quite simply producing the performance of his life. Now, the big question is going to be, though, with the finishing line approaching and he starts to contemplate
60.
the magnitude of his achievement, will the nerve hold?
"27 years after he made his debut in a major event when he lost to Eric Bristow in the 1989 World Masters. He's on the verge of the biggest win of his career.
Look at those checkouts, absolutely extraordinary. 10 out of 13. Now, I've commentated on darts for a fair few years. 10 out of 13 doesn't happen.
And that includes a 130 and a 140 and another finish on the ball. He's just not missing them. Had 2 missed darts at double 18 in the second set of the third. That's the only one he's missed since the opening leg of the match.
96.
And he's in a good position here. Still with the advantage of throw. And he's bearing down. What a great last dart. Uncle George can't believe it. 101 for 2-0, 3 sets up, and it's to put him within 1 leg of the match.
Treble 15. Double 18 for a 101 this time.
65.
He's missed one. But Durrant is not on a finish. He's way back, so Hogan's going to come back with 3 darts at 36 for 2-0.
58.
Paul,
you require 36.
Another loose visit from Durrant. Cometh the hour.
Double 18, one of the few that he's missed on the board, but he hits it. He had the time. And he's got the finishing line in sight. He's nearly there. Glenn Durrant very nearly out. Barely even a puncher's chance from here.
Still, there's that almost sense of disbelief around the lakeside. Another fairly ordinary first visit from Durrant.
60.
Hogan not able to capitalise.
Well, he needs to win the next 3 legs, Glenn, to stay in the match. He's only won 2 in the opening 3.5 sets.
Can't find his trebles now.
93. 60.
Finishing line getting closer, neither can Paul, with 6 darts, all hitting single 20 in this leg so far.
It'd be a fairly extraordinary capitulation if Hogan were to not maintain it from here, but that's what Durrant can do. That's what we've been waiting for. The second maximum.
And he's left himself on a finish as well.
100.
Yeah, but there was a time to take out 170.
Require 170.
Doesn't need to, actually.
Doesn't need to in terms of the match context, but what it would give in terms of the psychology of it, just to get something.
Yep, correct. 86 when he comes back. Hogan could do with another treble, and he can't find it, so he's not on a checkout.
Just to get a leg on the board. And again, he's missed the treble he was aiming for. Treble 14 now. I think it was a miscount there.
He was treble 14 would have been his dart. There's a good opening dart. Oh, goodness me. No, he doesn't want to bust it, so that's why he's come down. He's left 11. We're done with a 25.
Double 16 then for Durrant to stay alive.
Game shot on the third leg.
Well, that's one back.
Fourth leg, it's Paul to throw first.
So Hogan with serve, with the darts for the match. This is a test of his nerve. Bottle,
30.
and it's a shaky start.
Well, every player will look at potential situations in any given match. They'll rehearse them in their head. There'll be lots of positivity and forethought about what might occur. But did Paul realistically expect himself to be in this position? The darts in his hand for a 4-0 win. 30 and 60. All he's managed. The darts already back in Glenn's hands effectively here.
Tons and 140s. Hogan's been the man. Those statistics reveal it.
39.
And suddenly it's not quite happening. Good dart.
81.
Edging closer to a monumental victory.
But Durrant's effectively got the throw now and building on it.
140.
One of the oldest cliches, all Glenn can do, just take one leg at a time. But this is the crucial one, because this is the one where he has to break the Hogan throw. Well set at the moment.
It's not lying well, he's having to come down. Oh, that's a loose one.
46.
Wow. What a great chance for Hogan to regain control. No check out for Durrant.
81.
Excellent third dart there.
Needed it. Needed it. 176 then. Hogan's got 149.
Well, it's a big check out, 149 when he comes back, but he has match darts in his hand.
97. Paul, you require
Great last dart
149.
for Glenn Durrant. Not for Hogan this time. So pressure back on Durrant to check it out. He's got to get this one away.
Glenn, you require 79.
One would have thought, although Hogan back on 109.
Single 20. It's tops. What a crucial dart.
59.
Drops
Wow.
it short.
Paul, you
109.
require 109.
Come on, Angela Bellows. Can he do it? He's starting down the board. Oh, great first dart. Double 16 for the match. Oh, just the width of a wire.
Glenn, you require 20.
One let-off for Glenn Durrant. But it's only a let-off if he hits double 10 with one of these next two darts. And bounce out. What pressure going through his mind and his arm.
No score.
Now, this is surely when Hogan will take it, or will he? Durrant walks back with the dart in his mouth. Hogan now. Oh, wrong bed, he's busted. He's busted just marginally in the wrong bed.
That was the double 16 he needed with his last visit. Durrant with another opportunity, double 10, hits it. And where there's life, there's hope. Now, what psychological effect will that have on Paul Hogan, who's missed match darts twice?
So Durrant with the throw now to pull a set back. So close, Paul Hogan. Looking for the double 8, the wrong side of the wire, and into the double 16.
85.
If he doesn't win this match, he'll never forget that moment.
$140.
Look at that. And Durrant now is in control of this leg, you would think.
100.
Wanted double 8, hit double 16. That's the difference between a 4-0 win and still having work to do.
96.
Glenn with an opportunity, a big opportunity here now to win this set and reduce the deficit to 2.
Oh, well, this is good. Good 140, great time to do it. But no checkout.
Gets the 25, treble 20 now. It's tops 125 for the first set for him, and he hasn't managed it, but he's coming back in a moment.
Hogan on 176, terrific first dart. Didn't need that. But a good third. So he's put himself on a good checkout opportunity if Durrant misses.
It's tops for the set.
Game shot on the fourth set. Glenn Durrant.
3-0 becomes 3-1. What is going through Paul Hogan's mind? He had darts in his hand to win the match and pull off one of the biggest shocks in Lakeside's recent history. But he missed with one, he busts with the next one, and Durrant survives. It's 3-1.
He was this close, Paul Hogan. Talk about the width of a wire. Did the crocodile just snatch defeat from the jaws of victory? Before we feel sorry for him, he is 3-1 in front against Glenn Durrant, and he would have taken that all day long at the start of the match, but so close. I wonder if a corner was turned right there.
Yeah, it's how long it's going to stay with him, that moment. But the break, perfect time. He can go back, shrug it off a little bit maybe, and then regroup and think, well, all I've got to do is play like I played in the first 3 sets, because he's totally dominating Durrant. But with the way the 4-1 results went in the earlier matches, that just seemed quite bizarre. This has got full 3, midnight, Durrant winning, tiebreaker written all over it.
We shall see. It's perhaps worth pointing out as we go back to comms that Paul Hogan does throw first in this set.
And he still has the advantage in that regard, but darts is so much more than
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Fifth set.
just the numbers on the board and what's in your hand.
Game on.
It's what's in your head as well.
Normally when you get to this stage in a commentary, you need to be starting to slurp coffee to keep you going, but the adrenaline here is extraordinary. It's about 3 in the morning before I fancy going to sleep.
Absolutely. Well, Paul is still favourite. Glenn is 11-8 at this point. He's obviously had a word with himself during the break. He knows that he's been given a reprieve. He starts with a ton 40 in reply to Paul's 41.
96.
Well, he's pretty much taken the darts here. and is suddenly looking like the Glen Durrant we know, with his third maximum.
Well, in a funny kind of way, all the pressure is off him now, because essentially he's been everything but beaten here. And coming back from the point of no return, all the pressure on Paul after those missed match darts.
50.
No trouble there. Hogan will give for a 140 here. No check out for Hogan. Durrant on 1-2-3 for the break of throw.
In the first leg of the fifth. Treble 18. And look at 18s again here.
41.
Oh, it's the single four.
It's a good dart.
100. Glen, you require 82.
Bullseye, his initial target here. Single 20 now. Double 5. First dart added in the match.
77.
Can't nail it for what would have been a break.
Well, 104. Makeable now, look at this. Double 16.
88.
No.
Glen, you require 5.
Single 1. Double 2. Great marker, just a fraction above that, and he's broken.
Game shot on the first leg. Glen Durrant.
And the pendulum swings again.
Second leg, it's Glen to throw
Paul
first.
Hogan's got to pick his head up and look at that scoreboard. He's still 3 sets to 1 up.
But the momentum is with Glen Durrant, having won 4 successive legs.
100. 100.
Won 11 of the first 13 legs of the match, Paul Hogan. He then only had to win 1 of the next 3. Failed.
Couldn't have come very much closer, could he, without doing it?
50.
Not at all. Fractions of an inch.
I did say that double 8, double 16 miss, if he doesn't win this one, that's going to be with him, but that's a great visit. And he's, well, he's not quite taken the darts, but dependent on what Durrant does here, he's in a good place.
100.
Badly needs a treble and finds it.
So Paul on a finish. He will have an opportunity to emulate his highest ever World Championship checkout.
95.
What a fillip it would be if he could nail 161.
61.
Can't be done. Durrant will come back on the snooker score, 147.
Glen, you require 147.
Well, he's already had 1 big break in the last set, Glen Durrant. Treble 17. Double 18 for a 147.
119.
You thought that was in when it was in the air.
61.
61 then for the break of throw. 10 for double 18 or 6 for tops. Double 18.
25.
Not really too close, that one.
Glen, you require 28.
Suddenly he's not throwing seemingly with huge belief, Hogan.
Game shot on the
And
second
Durrant
leg.
takes another
Glen
one.
Durrant. Third leg, it's Paul to throw first. Game on.
5 legs in a row. And the body language of Glen Durrant, which spoke 1,000 words about half an hour or so
97.
ago, has now been replaced by steely determination and quiet confidence. Paul Hogan, on the other hand, has gone the other way through the gamut of emotions.
140.
He's found his game, Durrant. Whether he'll maintain his game when it gets closer remains to be seen. It's good from Hogan.
Paul Hogan in the first round against the 16th seed Martin Phillips, won the first 2 sets. Close to the finishing line, was pegged back in that match as well, but still was able to steel himself to win the decider. Needs to steel himself again here. 2 ton 40s going some way towards doing that.
Well, he needs a couple of trebles here, Durrant. Well, Hogan's going to have 6 darts, which he now has. 6 darts to win the leg from 124.
Come on, he says to himself. It's still playing on his mind, those mismatched darts, you can see that.
Paul, you require 84.
So now 84, double 12. Good marker. And taken.
On the third leg.
2-1.
Fourth leg, it's Glenn to throw first.
Durrant with the throw. To move closer and take another set.
Not a good start. And an opportunity for Paul Hogan, Basingstoke van driver, to put a little bit of pressure on the #1 seed, #1 ranked player in the world, man who's won 8 ranking titles this year compared to 1 in Paul Hogan's career. But statistics, CVs and pedigree mean nothing in pressure circumstances like this.
It's another of those darting cliches, isn't it? It's on the day. Who brings the darts? Who performs up there in the match? Hogan going well in this leg.
So switch across to the treble 18.
It's just in the 5.
45.
So advantage has been handed back to Durrant in this leg. Durrant trying to serve out for the set.
This will be his 4th maximum.
140.
Angela, Paul's wife, getting altogether more nervous now.
100.
Not as demonstrative as she was earlier on.
130.
So for the set, 130, treble 20. Now he's looking at 18s, and again hits that treble with the covering third dart.
156.
Well, 156 can't be done. Come on, he shouts to himself again.
80. Glenn, you require 36.
It was 3-0 down and on the ropes. Is it going to be 3-2 now? Double 9 for the set.
Game
Yes, it is.
Fifth set.
He's getting closer. He's reeling Paul Hogan in. And both camps vociferously supporting their men. But Durrant has won 6 legs out of 7.
Sixth set, first leg. It's Glenn to throw first. Game on.
And having taken that set against the darts, effectively, after all the drama we've seen, we're back with the throws. We start the 6th set.
Hogan's average has subsided slightly now to just over 90.
100.
Durrant just shy of 88. And the once stratospheric checkout rate of Hogan's, what was this at one stage? 10 out of 13. He's now down to 12 out of 22. And that's his maximum #4 for Durrant.
His 4th of the night, his 2nd in quick succession.
60.
Has he woken up from his dream? Paul Hogan looks now like a somewhat different player
50.
to the man of half an hour ago. Oh, but has he?
140.
Well, solid ton 40.
164.
164 outshot here for Glenn Durrant. Started with the need for the treble 20.
46.
That's a bit nervy, Jim. 201 Hogan. Good first start.
100. Glenn, you require 180.
Nip and tuck this leg.
Treble 20 would leave double 19. Now again he'll look across the treble 18. And again he hits it.
Paul, you require
101 for the break. Oh, didn't need a 5. Treble 20 for double 18. He's got it, double 18.
83.
Dragged it inside.
Glenn, you require 24.
It's a double 12 for Glenn Durrant to hold his throw at the beginning of the 6th set.
Game shot on the first leg. Glenn Durrant.
And he's done exactly that.
Second leg, it's Paul to throw first. Game on.
Paul Hogan's chin on the floor for a moment. If you're just joining us, Paul Hogan had glorious opportunity
60.
in the 4th set. He missed match darts for a 4-0 win. Glenn Durrant reeling him in now with 7 of the last 8 legs going his way. And even
96.
perhaps the semblance of his first smile for about an hour and a half.
He keeps looking across to where his family are sitting, as much as to say, have I got him going now? Have I got him? Yeah, maybe.
Well, if it is the mark of any potential champion, his ability to deal with adversity. I think Glenn's learning a little bit about himself here.
Doesn't get a lot more adverse, does it?
125.
Well, he was absolutely out on the ropes. The referee's count was 9.5. Somehow he's dragged himself back from the precipice, slugging the punches again here.
100.
There's all sorts of boxing metaphors you could use. Hogan, though, 6 darts from 176. Just checking where he is, 96 remaining. Oh, great dart.
140.
Good second dart from Glenn.
83.
Double 18
36.
to square up the set. Oh, wrong bet again. Double 14 now. Yeah, it's good dart.
On the second leg, Paul Hogan. Third leg, it's Glenn to throw first. Game on.
Excellent recovery to come across and take that double 14. Double 18's been a nightmare for Paul Hogan tonight. He's had 8 darts at it. He's only hit it once. It's been a very costly bed, but that was an excellent shot.
Going on throw in this 6th set as Glenn Durrant tries to square up the match and send it into a decisive 7th. First of 4 will take a place in the quarterfinals.
The winner of this one, incidentally, takes on either the 8th seed Dariusz Labanauskas or the Polish qualifier Krzysztof Ratajski.
He's not left himself on a finish there. 18 would have been his preferred
60.
option. And again, frustration from Hogan.
Snatches the darts back out of the board.
Angrily.
Beating himself up at the moment, isn't he? He's still in with so many chances, really.
137.
That's a brilliant setup from Durrant. Coming back now with double 18 for 2-1.
45. Glenn, you require 36.
Needs to come down a fraction. Not that much, double 9.
18.
Well,
You require
156.
156.
Huge ask. Treble 20. He's got one of them. He's got two of them. Double 18 for the break. And he's missed it again.
138. Glenn, you require 18.
Durrant blows out his cheeks and knows that was so close.
With 3 in his hand, he goes for the single 10 to leave himself 2 darts at double 4. Monumental pressure shot, which he has put away.
Glenn Durrant.
An exhalation of breath. Paul Hogan again passing up the opportunity in this 6th set.
Game on.
He's missed a dart at double 18 in all 3 legs. And now Durrant, if he can win this one, has tied it up at 3-3.
60.
And his nightmare will be completely behind him. We'll go into a deciding 7th set.
A bit of a jitter there.
140.
Great last dart, squeezing it in just. I think the ref did a bit of slip catching there with the flight.
He's got great hands, Charlie Corsafin. We saw that in the match against Raymond Smith, but he did have enough practice in that one. He was catching them left, right and centre.
Looking for maximum number 2.
140.
Another ton 40 is 24th compared with Durrant's 13.
So 161 here for Paul Hogan.
58. Paul, you require 161.
Can't be done. But Durrant is back and just trying to set it up nicely.
95.
That'll do.
All he can do is apply the pressure, hit the trebles and hope that Paul's nerve fails him.
98.
Well, will the nerve hold out?
66.
66. Good dart. Double 18. He's missed another one. He can't get it in that bed. Until
Game shot
now.
on the 4th leg. Paul Hogan.
2-2. Durrant with the darts for a match equaling leg. It's 3-2.
Arguably the most absorbing match that we've seen since Saturday.
135.
And this leg, the difference between it being all square at 3-3 or Paul Hogan finally orchestrating the major shock.
85.
Last dart. Glenn can't find the treble. So Hogan can get right back onto level terms here. Can't find the treble. Neither of them.
45.
Well, the nerves, totally understandable. They are just having an effect at crucial moments. It has been the case for both players in different circumstances throughout the course of the evening.
135.
Hurtful darts from Durrant. Not on a finish yet, but he's a long way clear.
Needs another treble.
100.
Doesn't get it. Glenn's lead 98 after 9 darts apiece.
Nice cover shots, just checking where he's at. 96 required.
90. 87.
I think that's 76.
Paul again, some way back.
95.
Wrong treble.
So then,
requires 76.
to square up the match, 76, 6 darts from here. 16 would leave tops. This is for 3-3. In he goes, and we are going to a decider, and Paul Hogan shakes his head. He's still thinking back to those missed match darts, because Glenn Durrant now is right back. He's got to get some positive attitude into his play when he returns, because it is now 3-3 and Durrant right back in it.
Jim Williams couldn't quite get it going. Jamie didn't have to be at his best to win 4-1, and of course, in the match we're watching, Paul Hogan was 3-0 up, has had darts to beat Glenn Durrant, couldn't do it. Glenn's back from almost the dead to be 3-3, and if we just have a look at that last crucial checkout to get them level, as much as the dart going in eventually from Glenn, the body language, the reaction from Paul Hogan perhaps tells a story about just how this match has turned. And Chris Mason, you were telling me this happened almost exactly last year with Scott Waits and Gert de Vos.
Yeah, exactly the same thing. It was 3-0 to de Vos. He looked in complete control. Waits nicked a set. They had a little break. He came back out, went on to eventually win the match and go on to win the title. So it could be a nice little omen.
Has the worm turned? Again, though, in this deciding set, Paul Hogan has the darts as we go back to John and Jim.
Thank you, guys. Well, it has been the match that has just about everything. We'll now have a winner.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. 7th and final set. First leg, it's Paul to throw first. Game on.
Glenn Durrant, I think, just looked at his wrist to check what time it was. He's having a pizza delivered later or something.
Good start for Paul. You sense that he will have given himself another talking to in the last few minutes after a session which saw a 3-1 lead become 3-3.
96.
It's 11:26 and counting. I know it's late, but stay with us. This has been an excellent game.
100.
Will there be one more twist? Durrant would have been a massive favourite when this deciding set started, and he gets another maximum, his 5th. Hogan still pitching, he's on to a finish.
So 3 ton-plus visits in this leg, Paul Hogan, which has given him this chance of a 1-6-1. Can't be done now.
41.
Well, whether he's a spent force or not, you sense he thinks he might be.
Shanghai on 20s for Durrant. Oh, he's got the treble, great dart. He's got the single, tops now for a 120 checkout in the opening leg.
80. Paul, you require 120.
So can Paul do exactly the same thing? Same result with the first and the second. Tops for Shanghai on 20s, and he can't hit it either.
Well,
Then you require 40.
tops for Durrant for the break of throw. In she goes, and he's ahead.
Second leg, it's Glenn to throw first.
Glenn's Uncle George getting very excited.
First time in the entire match that Glenn's had his nose in front.
Come on, he says, after that first one went in under his breath.
99.
A solid rather than spectacular start.
Two matches that Glenn has lost here over the last couple of years have both gone to deciding sets. There's mismatched darts in them both. He needs to be able to edge this one out. A decisive seventh.
Lying too cleverly, that one. Good adjustment then.
100.
That's a great dance. And another.
100.
Well, it's a good time to be getting a 140 to put yourself onto a finish.
Then 101 behind. In the last leg, Paul had 3 ton-plus visits with his first 9 darts and didn't win the leg.
Good dart. He needed treble 17 for the bull. Saw when Hogan, when Durrant got yet another treble 18 there. How well that number served him.
Treble 20 now for Bull. This to move within a leg of a match that seemed impossible to win.
103. Hogan require 83.
They can almost sense victory. Bullseye!
58.
Fans and family can hardly bring themselves to watch.
Glenn, you require 25.
So, single 9. 3, double 4 after he's missed the 9. Double 4.
21.
Well,
Paul required 25.
the #1 ranked player, that first dart, sheer nerves. Double 8.
9.
He is furious with himself,
Glenn, you require
but it
4.
is looking as though it's sliding away from Paul Hogan.
It's double 2 for Glenn Durrant.
Game shot on the second leg. Glenn Durrant.
But the first dart epitomised the nerves that he's suffering with. The second was completely nerveless. And he now only needs to win 1 more leg.
Somewhere in the back of his mind, Paul Hogan is still reliving those missed doubles when he came so very, very close to sweeping Glenn Durrant out of the competition. The chance now might have just about gone.
Crucial last third dart. He needs to start finding the trebles here with regularity and with speed.
Good first dart from Durrant, a little bit low in the bed.
140.
He's moving in.
Some spirited late resistance though from Paul Hogan, and he's on a finish.
Durrant 236. Be a good time to get a ton plus. He's tugging that one below the target, and again. Hogan
58.
still with a hope.
Hogan require 161.
Treble 17. Single 20.
78.
Oh, he's missed that as well. He will be back though.
Glenn Durrant, no check out on 178. Good dart. Some drifted into treble 5.
135.
Well, it's a must-take.
83.
Great first start, double 16. One more shot at it. Could be his last dart of the night. It isn't.
Paul Hogan.
Great bottle from Paul Hogan.
And he holds his arms out as much as to say, I've been going for doubles, I've been going for doubles, and at last, where have they been? Where have they been when I really needed them? Durrant then, with darts for the match.
140.
In the deciding leg, potentially. This is where he can claim it.
Have to win this decisive set by 2 clear legs, remember. Unless it goes to 5-5, in which case it will be sudden death.
134.
Hogan takes this leg, and either of them would need another 2 without reply.
It's looking like quite a sizable lift, Jim.
Glenn in the box seat. Another good dart.
140.
And that third dart in a treble is another significant blow for Paul Hogan.
78.
This is where it can all finish.
Glenn, you require
87 required for Glenn Durrant. He was so close to being whitewashed. Treble 18 would leave double 8. Well, it's not this time.
55.
He's 1 dart away, potentially. And all Paul Hogan can do now, release the tungsten
100.
and hope for the best.
Glenn, you require 32.
Number 1 seed, world ranked number 1, now with the dart for the match. Good guide. And there it is. He's got away with it, and he's taken his place in the next round. Paul Hogan was so very, very close, and Glenn Durrant, I'm sure, gentleman that he is, will have said to him, well played, and I thought you'd got me. He thought that he had been done. Paul Hogan, that double 8, it wound up in double 16 at that moment. The body language started to tell another story, and Glenn Durrant came back and eventually won it. A remarkable match, but if Durrant goes on to raise this title and win this trophy, he will look back at that moment and think, my goodness, I nearly lost it. And what a great effort from Paul Hogan, the unheralded man from Basingstoke, but he goes out and the number 1 seed marches off.
You get the sense he's quite relieved. Glenn Durrant, wow, he was millimetres away from elimination, but he's still standing now. Paul Hogan will be gutted he didn't take his chance. Wife Angela too, but it's Duzza who's through. Back shortly.